This is an update on the coreyfreshtildeath situation. Essentially, I'm going to have to, bottom line, admit I was wrong. I don't believe this guy's a scammer. What I think happened is he got a little overwhelmed and a bit confused. He had a lot of people telling him different things about what the value of a charizard EX was. He had, from what I understand, a great variety of offers. I think the worst one that he told me about was a starter deck from Primetime Pokemon, and then Primetime Pokemon then turned around and said that my offer of rares, holos, reverses wasn't good enough. So I think, from what I understand, he was being told by several people that this was a good deal, and then being told by others that this was a bad deal. And he wasn't quite sure if he wanted to trade, knowing that it was such a valuable card. I think really the big mistake here is that he had a very valuable card and just didn't know the true value of it. I mean, you can listen to people tell you what it's worth all day long, but until you find out for yourself, I mean, you basically just have to find out for yourself. So after I posted the scammer vid, we had sent a couple emails back and forth that were relatively civil. And then I got this I think this was today. Well, I guess it was yesterday. It's actually like 5:45 in the morning. I just got back home from work. Basically what happened was he received the cards that I sent him, and he felt pretty bad about this whole trade, going nowhere. And he basically realized that, he wants to get into playing Pokemon with, obviously the, legal tournament cards. So a Charizard EX, while it's, really awesome and really valuable, he doesn't have a use for. So he basically sent this and said, if you can trust me, I still want to trade the Charizard to you, and if not, I'm going to send your cards back to you. And, I basically said, I wish I could believe you, but, we've gone back and forth so many times, I'm just really not sure. But I said, if you want to trade it, then my original, in parentheses, the first offer of commons, uncommons, rares, reverses, and holos still stands. I'll not be retyping lists of cards or making trade proof vids, and I know that sounds kind of harsh. I think it's more just a time saver. If you want to accept, then let me know and I'll keep the cards set aside. If not, then I'll just put them back. And then I put it also at the end that if you do send the card, of course I'll keep my word, what we talked about before, and make a follow-up vid and as well, basically a TCBM. Although this, I guess, would be kind of a follow-up vid too. Anyways, make a follow-up vid, edit the original scammer vid, essentially so people know that you're not a scammer. And I said, if I say I'm going to do something, I do it, no exceptions. When I say I'm going to do something, I pretty much make sure that I know what I'm doing before, as I'm saying it, or before I say it, I should say. I don't think I've ever gone back on a trade or anything like that. So that was just kind of the point I wanted to make was, I'm giving you my word that, if you go through with this trade, I'm going to make it so that no one's going to think you're a scammer. And he actually, I really like this next email because he says, I guess when you look at it, I did show signs of scammer and suspicion. And I guess I really like that sentence just because, back when I was reading over the emails, I was just kind of kicking myself like, man, look at all these signs of a scammer that I didn't catch. How could I be so stupid? How could I miss that? And then when he comes back and says, he's not, and just the way he talks, it really makes me think that he's not a scammer. And then I feel bad that I, thought he was a scammer when he wasn't. But I really like this, just that, I guess he understands that it really did look suspicious, and he really was showing signs of a scammer. So, I will admit I did make a mistake. But I made a mistake, he made a mistake, we both made mistakes, but we're going to make it right, and I'm going to make sure his reputation in the community, assuming that the Charizard really is sent out for real this time, is reestablished. One thing I will say is, and this is with any other vid, I never ever take down a vid. The only vid that has ever been taken down that I have uploaded was when someone actually filed copyright fraud, which I still need to revoke that because it was on a Pokemon pack opening, but that's a whole nother story. And I do that for a few reasons. One, in case the person does turn out to be a scammer and I'm wrong again, the evidence is still up. The second reason is that I would like to become a YouTube partner one day. You know, maybe not anytime soon, but maybe one day. And a lot of that has to do with your viewer count, as far as your channel views, your video views, the amount of videos you make. And so anytime you take down a video, that erases that from your record. And obviously your view counts go down. So that's basically why I leave things up. But I can edit them, and I do edit them to reflect what is currently happening, and I will do that. So yeah, and basically I also told him in this email that because he was worried that once after he sent the Charizard that I would, just to be vindictive, wouldn't send him the rares. And I said to that I wouldn't break my end of the deal because that would make me a scammer. You'd be able to post a scammer vid with email proof, just like I did. And actually I said you can ignore email proof. That I meant to say you can't ignore email proof. Sorry about that. Besides, like I said, I always keep my word. I'm just not the type of person to lie and steal, blah, blah, blah. And I kind of mentioned down here, that I've really tried to pull a variety of legal tournament stuff that, some stuff is really good for playing with, some stuff is really good for collecting, like, sending him, I think the Moltres Articuno, I don't know if I have a Zapdos, but a Moltres Articuno line, and there's people out there that collect just the legendary cards, and, just trying to give him a little bit of everything to, if he's not interested in playing or collecting a certain card, he can tradeable. Can trade it away. I also wanted to do this. The one thing that I really do regret is in my scammer vid. I said I thought he was slow, and I do apologize for that. I honestly didn't mean that to be insulting so much as a lot of questions are being repeated, and so I didn't mean, oh, sorry about the camera not focusing. I just kind of meant slow as in, I really don't know how to say it, but I said that because so many emails were being repeated, questions were being repeated, I was getting kind of frustrated, but I didn't want to show my frustration in case there was something there. High functioning autism, I work with that all the time, or used to work with that all the time, so either way, I apologize for what I said. Basically, what it was I think he just wasn't really reading the emails very closely, probably just skimming over them, and that's why questions had to be repeated and things were missed. So this is my favorite email. Okay, Charizard EX is sent. I'm sending a picture of the receipt from Canada Post that I got, so you will have proof that I sent it. And there's a nice little blow up of it. So I don't think you can really fake that, but so that's what's on the way to me. So really excited about that. I actually I was watching a few auctions and just kind of dreading having to pay so much for it. Oh, and here I am. This next one is apologizing for my insult, calling him slow. I kind of explained myself, but bottom line is I apologize, and I do apologize. I'm sorry for that. This next part, there is something else here I want to address. I watched its video response and approved it. However, I couldn't hear most of it. My computer's volume is sometimes a little bit lower than average, and sometimes I have to hook up speakers to it, but I don't have my speakers with me at the moment, so I couldn't do that. But I kind of got the gist of, Charizard EX was sending out, was going to be sent out. He had received my cards, he was sorry, he still wanted to trade. I got the bottom line. However, I watched the vid again this morning. Oh, before I said that, I did edit the scammer vid a bit, took down his personal information, changed the title up a bit so it wouldn't get so many hits, and posted another annotation just saying that the trade is back on, and we'll see how this goes. Anyways, I rewatched the vid this morning, and the only issue I think that we have is I think we've had another misunderstanding about the cards that I'm going to be sending. As I said and read up here, my offer, let's see, my offer. If you want to trade it, then my original, the first offer of commons, uncommons, rares, reverses, and hollows still stands. Here is that original offer. 12 hollows, rare, reverses, 25 rares, 30 common, uncommon, 75 common, uncommon. Which actually I sent you, I think, closer to 200, maybe 250, because I added a lot of energy and trainer cards. So that's already an increase, but I'm not going to adjust the other ones. So this was the trade I was talking about. So this was before the level X's, primes, anything like that. So I was not planning on sending the Scissor EX and the Legends, mainly because they've actually been traded away. Not actually sent out yet, but they're in negotiations to a pretty locked down trade. So I'm kind of at a loss what to do. This was my offer, and you accepted it, and I thought I was pretty clear when I mentioned it again. So I'm still kind of at a loss of what to do, because I obviously don't have the cards that you wanted are no longer available. So I'm gonna actually send you an email about that too, just so you can see that. And these last few emails are just friendly, emails, just ensuring some of the things I'll do to make sure that he's not considered a scammer. I think what I'm going to end up doing is probably pulling some extra cards for you. That'll be surprise cards. So obviously I won't tell you what they are, but just wanted to let you know that by the original first deal, I meant the original first deal. So yeah, apologize for all the ums. I'm quite tired at the moment. But anyways, that is pretty much the update. Sorry about the again. I'm really excited to get your card, and I'm really excited to send out all of your stuff. The stack, which actually that'll be the last thing I do. Let's back this up, and I apologize for the boring background of the email the whole time, but for things like this, I just really like showing email proof, especially since we've had another misunderstanding about the trade. I just wanted to kind of put that out there in writing. But yeah, so here's the stack of cards that I still have set aside for you. Obviously this isn't the all of them. Some I've been slowly putting back as I've had time, but these I haven't. So yeah, we've got hollows, rare reverses, non-hollow rares. Yeah, I don't see a Zapdos in here, but there's Articuno and Moltres. And then reverses are actually double sleeved there in the back, and obviously you have all the common and uncommons. But either way, I think you're going to be really happy with the trade. You're getting quite a few cards, worth more than the Charizard EX, just because, I'm not sending big ultra rare cards, so that you can have more deck cards and tradable cards. So I think I rambled on long enough, and I've got a few other things I think I need to do before I get some sleep. So thank everyone for watching, and definitely I would go check out his channel, Pokemon Catcher, to see his vid and check him out. So thanks again for watching.